Welcome back. You're still watching Buy Now, Sell Now. Let's touch base with the management of Mahindra Lifespaces. The numbers for the quarter gone by have been quite weak. Let's talk to the management about the outlook for residential segment, projects in the pipeline, residential realty and how it's likely and by when it's likely to recover and much more. Joining us on the show today is Mr. Arvind Subramanian, the MD and CEO of Mahindra Lifespace Developers. Thank you so much for taking time out. Steep dip was witnessed in the revenues for the last quarter. What percentage was it because of the dip in residential and what percentage because of industrial cluster segment?
What's happened in Q2 actually is less to do with COVID. We just had fewer residential projects getting completed in the second quarter, and that was anyway the cycle in which the residential portfolio was. So yes, there was a minor impact of COVID delaying a few completions, but that was not the major factor. It is because of the accounting standards which require you to recognize revenue only on completion of the project. And this was not the quarter in which many of our projects were getting completed.
All right, sir. A lot of players have given strong commentary in terms of residential segment reviving. Despite a washout due to the lockdown on the back of increased affordability, how was the quarter gone by for you in terms of inquiries? And also, what was the guidance you can give for the rest of this year?
Yeah, so look, second quarter has been a very, very sharp rebound from a residential demand perspective, both for the market overall and certainly across our portfolio. And many factors have played into that. I think part of it is the fact that the first quarter was a complete washout. And all sales offices were closed, customers were sitting at home. So many customers who were intending to purchase, that demand got deferred into the second quarter. But also with interest rates coming down, and particularly in Maharashtra with the stamp duty cut that has happened, those have been contributing factors as well. So all those three put together have resulted in a very strong both walk-in as well as sales conversion performance. And we have seen that across our entire portfolio, from our 10 lakh product at Palghar to our 4 crore product at in Gurgaon. Every one of the products has done well over this quarter.
Mahindra Lifespace is quite uniquely positioned in mid-premium and affordable housing residential segment. Because of lockdown, now this segment of the populace has been severely impacted. Do you see delayed demand recovery in the segment compared to other segments in the residential market?
If anything, I actually think these two segments will be more buoyant going forward than the premium housing. And the reason I say that is we are already seeing the trends among our customer mix starting to favor a lot more of the end users, and in fact within the end users, a lot more of the salaried professionals. Who are looking to purchase because their lockdown experience has thrown up the compromises that they've been living with, either smaller spaces than they would ideally like, or living in joint families, and therefore seeking to go out, and now they're convinced that they need to buy their own home. So we are seeing very clear trends around that. We are also seeing trends around customers who are wanting to upgrade from a 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom or even a 3-bedroom apartment, because they are starting to value that space within the home a lot more after 7 or 8 months of lockdown.
Right, sir. We also wanted to get a sense from you as to what percentage of clients have renegotiated contracts and tenancies due to the lockdown, and how has work from home impacted the need for office space, particularly in your key clusters?
Firstly, we have actually 4 industrial clusters. There are 2 in Chennai, one in South Chennai, the Mahindra World City Chennai, and what we call Origins Chennai, North Chennai. And we have one in Ahmedabad, and we have a Mahindra World City in Jaipur. Across all of these, and particularly Mahindra World City Jaipur and Mahindra World City Chennai, which are the larger clusters, or they're integrated cities in fact, these were both the first work destinations to open up through the lockdown with all the precautions in place. So both Jaipur and Chennai were among the first destinations for work activity to restart in their respective geographies. In fact, worked very closely with the local administration and local governments there. And in Chennai, the local administration has taken it as a case study of how Mahindra World City Chennai opened up and use that to open up other industrial facilities as well. So if anything, I think the fact that it is a master planned, well-maintained, well-operated, almost a semi-secluded kind of cluster has worked in its favor. We have seen absolutely no inquiries for renegotiation, no cancellations at all. In fact, our clients are very happy to be operating from there because, as I said, they're seeing the safety and the kind of precautions that are being taken, the high level of operations and maintenance that is being conducted. So they are actually looking back at their decision with a lot of happiness.
All right, so thank you so much for chatting with us. It was a pleasure getting to know what's happening in the company and what's the way forward for the sector as well.